Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for New World. And in this one, I want to put together a few handy leveling up tips. A few things to keep in mind whilst, of course, exploring Eternum, whilst leveling your character, to ideally make sure you are maximizing your XP gains. So if you guys do enjoy this, you do find this helpful, then a like would be super appreciated. Let me know in the comments down below how are you guys getting on with the game, what have you been up to, what are you liking, what are you not liking, let me know down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you guys have been enjoying the content and you want to catch more. Now, tip number one, of course, is to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, put your game on, sit in the queue, go back to bed, wake up a few hours later, and hope you're in the game. I'm joking. I mean, I'm kind of not, because obviously there's a long queue time, but let's get to the actual points themselves. Point number one is main story quests. Of course, this goes without saying, these are a good source of XP, but it is worth noting, if you go exclusively for the main story quests, it's not necessarily going to be that useful because you will get to a point, since these do go up in level as you progress through them, you'll kind of get to the point where you will then have to go and be certain levels, like for example, reach level 30 to progress. So there comes a point when just doing main story quests kind of becomes a blocker. So while it is of course without question important to be doing them, and they are of course a good way to boost your character level, doing these alone is not going to be enough. So, point number two are of course side quests and specifically faction quests. These can be picked up in a settlement, and these are good quests to do when in an area that is level appropriate for you. Finding an efficient path to complete them all by running from one to the next while gathering things on the way is a really good way to level up your character and your skills whilst making gold on the side by selling materials. So anytime you visit a new settlement, make sure you pick up as many of these as you can and try and sort of get that loop going, because again, this will help you in the long run. However, on top of that, in towns, there are also the town project boards. So at number 3, make sure you take advantage of these. The town project boards are a great way to level fast and easily. These basically require that you go to the board and accept quests that require something like kill X enemies or hand in 150 fibers, etc. These can vary from as low as 300 to as high as 1400 XP. And more importantly, if you happen to have one that relates to items, you can buy these items from the settlement trade post. If you have some money and Azoth for fast travel, you can then repeat this process in each settlement for fast levels. So obviously, if you don't necessarily have the money, you can still go and find it. But if you want to be super efficient, then you're literally going to the project boards, picking up these quests, buying the relevant items, handing them in, getting free XP, traveling around. You can see how this cycle can basically kind of begin to stack up. So these are very useful. Again, do not sleep on the town project boards when you're exploring. Now on top of that, point number 4, something else you want to be doing whilst you're exploring is gathering. Gathering gives you XP each time you harvest something for your main level and the skill level of that gathering type, such as logging or mining, etc. You will need these skills later on to get better stuff, so gathering as you travel is a great way to A, level your skills, and B, get character XP and gold, because of course as you're obtaining items, as you're obtaining materials, you can also sell those materials, which kind of feeds back into point number 3, because if people are trying to buy those materials, you kind of get the point, right? So going around gathering, I mean this is literally something you will be doing as you explore the world. If you're not gathering as you go, you are quite literally wasting your time, because you're going to have to go back and do this eventually. So if you gather as you go, you're leveling your skills, leveling your character, it's a win-win situation. And then finally, in point number 5 are dungeons. Dungeons are a good way to get XP. Some of them even have repeatable quests that reward up to 4000 XP alone. And you also get some decent drops in the dungeons, which either you can use to bolster your character, or again, you can sell those drops for money. So doing dungeons is definitely a good way to get XP, get gear, so definitely do that as well. But that's pretty much it for the time being. Those are a few things that we have been doing, making sure that sort of as we explore, we sort of keep all of these in mind, because they have been making a big difference to our character levels. So hopefully you guys found these helpful. If you guys have been enjoying the New World content and you want to see more, definitely let us know down below. But otherwise, keep it locked for plenty more. If you want to catch more from us at HyperX Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below. And of course, you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.